Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast, Beloved Vietnam, where I share heartfelt little stories about the country of Vietnam. Today is going to be a special episode in our podcast series. Do you want to know? You will quickly see why I say that, so don't worry. You usually think of Tet or National Day when you discuss holidays, don't you? But today I want to introduce you to April 30th, a holiday that holds great significance for Vietnamese people. A historic day! The Vietnam War concluded on April 30th, 1975. This event commemorated the liberation of the South and the reunification of Vietnam after decades of conflict. It was the toughest period on our Vietnamese soil. It was not just a win, but also a promise of a new future, of a peaceful and prosperous nation. But although it's a historic day, Vietnamese people don't just remember it through numbers or events. They remember it through family stories, through black and white photos, through an old khaki shirt that Grandpa still treasures like a priceless keepsake. A day for living slowly. April 30th is a major public holiday. It's a perfect occasion for families to gather and spend time together. In big cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, there are usually parades and public performances, accompanied by patriotic songs that stir up pride and memories. In the countryside, I remember my whole family sitting together, watching old historical footage that recounts glorious victories and the heroic sacrifices of soldiers. That day, though filled with memories of war, feels strangely warm and peaceful, as if each story told ties another thread of love between generations. A day that tells stories through culture. If you come to Vietnam during this time, you'll see the streets filled with red flags bearing golden stars and old songs echoing from loudspeakers. No one tells anyone to do it, but somehow, the quiet heartbeat of patriotism and national pride inspires each household to hang a flag in front of their home, a silent way to remember those unforgettable times. If you see it with your own eyes, you'll feel as if you've stepped into a symphony of colors and patriotism. And then you'll understand why this scene becomes a source of endless pride for Vietnamese people. It's not just about symbols. It's a way for younger generations to understand their roots, that today's freedom was paid for with countless tears and silent sacrifices of the past. A day to understand one another. To me, April 30th is not just a historical milestone. It's also a time for people to reflect on the values of peace, unity, and shared love for the nation. You know, during the evening meal on April 30th, the elders often tell stories of the past, while the children listen with wide-eyed wonder and curiosity. That's when invisible bridges are built between generations with the shared heartbeat of patriotism. And that's also the moment I feel most deeply that April 30th is not only a day of victory, but a day when Vietnamese people slow down, understand one another better, and appreciate the present. Thank you for listening to today's little story on the Beloved Vietnam podcast. If you ever get the chance to visit Vietnam on April 30th, take a moment to listen, observe, and feel. Who knows, you might discover your own special story amid the smiles and memories here. See you in the next episodes. And don't forget, always keep a heart that listens, a soul that stays open, and lots of love for the people of this S-shaped land called Vietnam.